All right, there's a report going out there that the Detroit Lions are trying to pursue John Schneider, current vice president and general manager of the Seattle Seahawks. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And the question would be, why would John Schneider or any other accomplished general manager want to come to Detroit and try to win? And my whole thing is kind of like the Theo Epstein thing with the Chicago Cubs. He left Boston and came there and won a championship. I mean, he should be able to eat in Boston and live wherever the fuck he want to live for free. Because in Chicago, because Chicago Cubs ain't won nothing forever. Since he came there, he came in built, and then all of a sudden they push him out, which is a stupid thing in my opinion. That's the same thing. Anybody that want to come to Detroit as a general manager, head coach, or anything, even as a coordinator, assistant coach, look at all these dudes that came in this year and been here with Matt Patricia. They about to get cut. They about to get fired, excuse me. And that's the honest truth. So why would you pick your family up and come to Detroit? That's why would you leave Seattle? Beautiful city. State of Washington is a beautiful state. Ask me, why would you leave? Money? Even more than money. Because he come to Detroit and he fuck up. You know, anybody gonna give him a chance because he built his way up through the league with the Packers and a few other teams. He had to simply come here for the love of the challenge. Come here for the challenge. I don't think Seattle won the Super Bowl before Russell Wilson and that, but he won the Super Bowl. That's the thing about it. The other dude from New York, the GM they hired, he won 2 Super Bowls. He won somebody else's players and also his draft picks. And he won 4 years later with his own players and most of his draft picks. So you have to come here and you have to embrace the challenge. Let me tell you this, you got to be able to come here. You got to have the owner sign in on anything you need financially. You got to wipe out the whole scouting department. You got to fire them. You got to fire all the coaches. And I'm going to talk about one guy that maybe this might be leading to something different. You got to wipe out all of them. Okay? And you simply have to change the culture. You might have to change the uniforms. That's happened to the Cardinals. They made the Super Bowl in a few years after they changed their uniforms. You might legitimately have to change the uniforms. You have to fire everybody in there. Scouting department, GMs, fire everybody. You have to build this organization with guys that you trust to scout, guys that you trust to coach, guys that believe the same philosophy that you feel. And the only thing I really don't like about John Schneider is the Seattle defense. Right now, right now they growing, but they stopping the run, but they giving up too many points in the secondary. But that's what he do. They draft young DBs, Richard Sherman, Brandon Browder, Trey Flowers over there, and a few other young guys. They draft young DBs and they develop them. They don't draft them in the first or second round. They draft them mid-late and they develop them. He like big, long DBs. They value safeties. Okay? They value linebackers and Bobby Wagner. But the only issue with them is getting pressure on the quarterback. But over the years, he's had that. It's just this year and after the Cliff Averill, Cam Chancellor era, Earl Thomas era, you got to understand how to build a defense. And I think he knows how to build a defense. I think he knows how to build talent. He knows how to find a quarterback. They have good receivers. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett wasn't first-round picks, David Moore. Other thing they don't value in Seattle is offensive linemen, but then again, that's not a problem here. You got Decker, a kid from Ohio State, Jonah Jackson, that's his name. And you got Frank Ragnow. You got Hightower gonna come back. I think gonna be a pretty good right guard. And then you probably just gotta find the right tackle or trust in Terrell Crosby. So this team is far as hell away, but then again, they got some good things. You got a line, you got a running back, you got a good safety in Walker. You got to establish secondary. You got big corners like Aurarie, Jeff Okudah. So really for him, it's about rebuilding the front seven, finding the quarterback, finding some receivers, finding the running back that can complement DeAndre Swift, and really going from there. But I think I like him going after somebody who established, somebody who know how to draft players, develop them. They don't get a lot of big free agents in Seattle. They traded for Quadre Diggs from here. They traded for Jamal Adams. Other than that, they drafted Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright still there. They draft their own players. They don't go out there and get big free agents. So that's what's important. When you live in a market like Detroit, you want to draft well. And John Schneider has drafted well there. Him and Pete Carroll know how to identify players. You know, the question is, do we want to give up being in Seattle and come to Detroit and do it this way? And I think he can do it. You know, he definitely got to be high on the list. Because now they must have went through all the guys they interviewed. Rick Smith, the other dude from New York, I can't remember. They went and did internal interviews. So they must have found out, like, shit, we got to go out there and get somebody that's done it before. You know, you got to get out there and get Schneider. Get Kevin Colbert from the Steelers. You know, a lot of people still going to complain. A lot of Lions fans are still going to complain. He ain't going to do there next year. They going to be sucked. Duh. Because he came to be the GM 1 year don't mean it's going to work. That's what people got to understand. It takes years and years to build the team, especially if you're building it through the draft. You know, because they don't get a lot of big free agents there. They had Clowney. They had a few guys. They did get Cliff Favre. They probably got him maybe via trade. But with him, it's going to be all about putting this. He better not keep a scout. He better not keep a secretary. He better not keep nobody. He better clean house. Anybody come to Detroit, clean house. Don't trust these scouts. You know, that was Bob playing scouts, and they don't know how to draft nobody, and they drafted Jeff Okudah, didn't take a quarterback. But if he do come here, the first area of concern, personally, for him, is to establish a quarterback position. Stafford is not the guy. People want to say, Stafford's not the problem. But then again, we seen this season, this motherfucker turn the ball over in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? Fumbling, getting injured. Man, that's the first thing. You get rid of that motherfucker. You get rid of him quick, fast, and a hurry. If you got to cut him, release him, trade him for a crackhead, trade him for an annihilator, get rid of him. Because don't none of these stupid young Lion fans understand. You changed everything. You changed lines, you changed receivers, you changed coaches, you changed coordinator, you changed defense. This dude ain't never got it done. He can't go point for point with me if I'm the quarterback. Y'all forgot him giving that Minnesota game away and throwing picks in the red zone? Y'all forgot, you know, in that Green Bay game, he couldn't go shoot out with Marvin Jones, with Aaron Rodgers. He missed Marvin Jones. Like, come on, this dude sucks. And if whoever come in, they don't move on from Stafford expeditiously, this team is in trouble. I don't trust them. You got to find you a quarterback. Even if he starts next year, you got to find you a quarterback for the future. But yeah, I like John Schneider to come in here, you know. You got to understand. And also got to wonder how important was Pete Carroll to his success in finding players. But I think their biggest success was Russell Wilson. Because think about it for a minute. Seattle line is not better than the Lions line. They backs, I don't think they're better than DeAndre Swift. I like Chris Carson, though. They front seven. They don't get no pressure. They do stop the run. They got a young secondary. You know, they got some good safety, but they corners trash. So now we're in a situation and where, you know, the biggest difference between Seattle and Detroit is the quarterback position. Russell Wilson don't need everything to be perfect. You know, I think they need to get him a line before he get beat up. But yeah, I mean, the quarterback position. But yeah, I like John Schneider. I wish he do come in here and he burn it to the ground, you know. But then again, there's another question that lie. Does he keep Darrell Bevell? Because Darrell Bevell was in Seattle. Do he hire Darrell Bevell as the head coach? You know, would y'all be surprised if he came in and hired Darrell Bevell as the head coach and they kept him? It wouldn't surprise me. And I don't know their relationship going back to Seattle. I wouldn't be surprised if he kept as the offensive coordinator. And like I said, he need to burn it to the ground. And I think the biggest difference from last year and this year, and how they started off with Matthew Stafford, I think it's Matthew Stafford. You know, I think not having Galladay play a part. And not in the offense not evolving as far as personnel. You didn't get any faster in the receiver position. I mean, this is the biggest issue with the Lions, you know, just offensive wise, just the speed and not having Galladay. I think the line is pretty good. It's just got to get healthy with the high tie and Crosby. But that's just my opinion. I love John Schneider. Hopefully they draft him very quick. I mean, they get him very quickly and they get him in here and he get his own, you know, system in here, man. But that's my opinion. I like John Schneider. But my whole thing is he got to fire the scouting department, get rid of the coaches, and really put into his mode. But it'd be interesting to get him and who become the head coach. I think Pete Carroll just signed an extension. Then if he don't have no contract obligations, they can get him. But if he do, they probably have to buy him out. He got to buy him out or whatever. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, video request. All my social media links in the description. Fast way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. All my social media links. Still want to make a donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description, PayPal link there as well. Best way to donate, share the video, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Let me know what you think in the comment section. We gone.